Welcome to my channel. This is my homework to lesson number 10 by the most excellent Paul McWhorter. The task is to design X-base bolt and nuts and then print it on the 3D printer and then print it. Now I'm going to design the bolt and nuts. Now I open Fusion 360. I create a new sketch on the top plane. I draw first circle with 15 mm of diameter. I draw another circle here with 15 mm diameter too. I put a constraint of horizontality between this one and this one, and then I put a distance between the two circles of 45 mm. Now I draw a polygon here, circumscribed polygon, and I put 15 mm here. I draw another one here, another one is 15 mm too. Then I put a constraint of horizontal constraint here and here. Now as you can see, my sketch is fully constrained. Now I can leave the sketch. Now I extrude this one by 15 mm. I show again my sketch. Now I extrude this part too, and for the distance I choose to the object and I click on this face, just have the same height, and there we are. We have our two parts. I will not yet extrude the longer part of the bolt. I will do that later. You will know why. Now I create a new sketch on this surface. I draw a circle here of 28 mm for the diameter. I draw another circle here of 28 mm too. Now I put a constraint here, coincidence. Okay, my sketch is fully constrained. Now I can leave the sketch. Now I hide my first body, and then I choose extrude and I select this circle. I select only the circle. Now I move it down to 15 mm. Then here I choose, for the operation I choose intersect, and for the taper angle I put 50 degrees for the taper angle, and then I click OK. And now there we go, we have our cut here, our rounded cut here. I do the same for the bottom. For that I show again my sketch. I choose again extrude. I select this circle here. Now for the starting point I select from object and I click this surface. Now I move, for the distance I choose 15 mm, and for the taper angle I put 50 degrees, and I click and I select intersect here and I click OK, and here it is. I have my chamfers on both sides. Now if I did not hide the first body, the intersect would cut that body too. That's why I decided to hide it. Now I do the same for the other body, and for that I show you this body and I hide this one. I show the sketch. I need just the last sketch. I select extrude. I select this circle here, and then for the distance I move it down to 15 millimeters, and for the taper angle I put 50 degrees. I select intersect and I click OK. I do the same for the other side. Extrude. I select this circle. Starting point, I choose object and I click on this face. Now I move it upward 15 millimeters, and for the taper angle 50 degrees. For the operation I choose intersect. I click OK, and there it is. Now I have my two bodies that are cut perfectly. Now I show my first sketch. I select extrude. I select this circle here in the middle, and I extrude it 35 millimeters. And then for the operation I click join and I say OK. There it is. Now I can add my sketch, and now I can add my threads. First I choose thread here. I click on this face. I take models and then OK. I do the same for the bolt, for the nut thread. I click on this face, models, OK, and there we go. I have my bottom nut. Now I'm going to add the offset to the bolt. I zoom a little bit. Okay, there I can see all the faces. Now I select modify, then offset. I click on this face. I keep pressed the shift button, and I click on this face too, and then on the down face here, and then on this one. Now all the faces are selected. Now for the distance I put minus 0.1, and then I click OK, and there we go. Now I'm going to save my work. I will call it lesson 10, bolts and nuts and nuts. Now I select, now I click here and I choose print, 3D print. I select buff bodies and I click on OK. Now I save it on my desktop. I will call it lesson 10 bolts and nuts. I save it as an STL file. Now I open Cura. This is my slicer. Okay, now I can open the file. Here it is. Now I select my printer. Here I've selected my industry S1, and I click on slice. Now I save the G-code file to the disk, and now we head over to the printer. Now for the industry S1, just take off the magnetic bed, you bend it, and the print comes off easily. Now let's see how it fits. As you can see, It fits very well. And see the job.